boys to boarding school, and the housemaster came out and said, "Your agent needs to talk to you urgently," which is always a very good, flattering thing to have.
Yeah.
And indeed, I had 3 splendid scenes in this film. I should have known better, because later that night there was a knock on the door, and there was somebody at the door. "John Rhys-Davies?" And I said, "Yes." "Going to Vienna tomorrow?" I said, "Yes." "Could you take this with you, please?" And I said, "Well, what is it? Is it a lens or something like that?" "No, it's some English chocolates for Peter. He's feeling very homesick." And then I should have realized at that moment that my real function was to be an errand boy. The 3 scenes had been rewritten by the time I got here, and I end up with 1 line and pinching somebody on the bottom. So, yep, that was my Peter Sellers movie. However, these things happen from time to time. So that would probably be before your father was born.
No, it's not that bad, actually.
Yeah, well, I think the last movie I shot here was Catherine the Great, with Catherine Zeta-Jones and my darling and beloved and sadly dead friend, Jean Moreau, Omar Sharif, Brian Blessed, Vernon Dobchev, and a host of other rather marvellous actors. It was great fun. I thought that was 10 years ago. I met one of the guys that I'd worked with on the show today, and he said, "We did that in 1994. And suddenly you realize, oh dear me. 10 years.
Time flies by when you're having fun.
Yeah, I guess, or when you're being busy. So what do you do when you're not here?
I personally am working in a pharmaceutical company, so not related at all to
Big
current stuff.
Pharma is with us.
Yeah, of course. Always and everywhere.
Very good, very good. So you're contributing to the world's drug problem, are you?
Kind of.
This is going to be the interview from hell, isn't it?
It seems to develop in that way.
Very good.
So you have actually a rather long and really impressive list of movies you participated in, and I guess the role you're best known for is Gimli from Lord of the Rings, I guess. But in all these years you were an actor. Is there some specific role you say you would love to play as?
There are always parts that you'd like to play.
Mm-hmm.
I read quite a lot of scripts every year. I don't read that many good ones.
Okay.
There are always a few scripts every year that sort of stand out. But one of the great disappointing things is there seem to be quite a lot of films made, and I read a number of scripts that really should be made and never get to see the light of day. But if you ask me what my favourite part is, it's the next one.
Okay.
Whatever that may be, it's the next one.
Okay.
Never look back.
So is there some kind of role you, in retrospect, would say that you regret accepting in the first place, or?
There are lots of films that I go like that when they're mentioned, but in the end you can't second guess them. You know, nobody goes into a film thinking this is going to be complete crap. Everyone goes in thinking, this needs a little bit of work, but I think we can make something entertaining out of it. And then by the end of week one, you realize that it's never going to be more than complete crap. But there are marvelous shows. But there are certain rules for all you would-be filmmakers out there. One is make sure that the script is as good as it possibly can be. If it's your script, make sure that somebody else has edited it. Every one of us needs an editor. If you're going to start making films, start making small films and learn to tell the story visually, through images, tell the story. Use dialogue, depending on the nature of the film, to enhance or enlighten or clarify or consummate the story. The older you get, the better you get with your fellow actors. Because most actors need some sort of director. Good actors, by and large, just need the director to keep out of the way. But even good actors in a scene can sometimes use just a word or two of direction with the director saying, "This is marvelous, do it a little bit faster. No, a bit slower. Wonderful. Why don't we just cut that little bit out there and do it again?" And a real director is a master of everything. Most particularly, he's got an ear for time and the rhythm of a piece. Actors don't always have that. Or if they do, it takes them a long time to develop it. But the sense of urgency, the sense of time, the sense of getting on with it, that's something all of us, or some of us in particular, lack.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. It's wonderful to be here, back in Vienna. There are great people, wonderful people, and it's a joy to come back to this great hub of the Austro-Hungarian Empire.